Hi, my loves. Welcome back. Today, we are going to be talking about pleasure, but the kind that doesn't require you to have a $200 toy or go on a crazy shopping spree. Because today, we are going to be listing household items that you can use for sensory play and a little bit of sexploration without wrecking your pH balance or sending you to the ER. And no, we're not using cucumbers. Let's raise the bar here just a little bit. So let's get something straight. Pleasure doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't need to be some high sex toy, though those things are really great. But some of the most powerful tools that we use for arousal are actually in your home. So let's talk about some of these DIY toys that are for external play. The very first one that I want to introduce is a classic. It is the feather. Now, if you don't have a feather in your house, I don't know, go for a walk or something, go on a hike, and you will find one. Just make sure you wash it up because you don't need any of those nasty things birds carry on it. Am I right? The reason why someone might reach for the feather is to activate those light touch receptors. These are the receptors that are responsible for creating that shivery, that tingly, that I want more sensation. You can run it along your partner's inner thigh, their lower belly, the side of their neck. Now, if you really want to drop them in a little bit deeper, you guys can use a night mask to help elevate that. Sensory layering is one of the hottest tricks in the book. Okay, quick heads up here. If your sex life is feeling a little meh lately, I have something for you. This month, Beeducated, pretty much the Netflix of all sex education, is giving you 50% off their yearly pass. That's literally over 100 different expert-led courses from sensual massage, kink, solo play, literally everything intimacy. And my favorite thing is that it's all in one place. But I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a minute. But if you're curious now, click that link down below and use the code PLEASUREBABY. Now, the second one has got to be one of my personal favorites, and that is actually the ice cube. I absolutely love temperature play. Trace it along your partner's body as they're blindfolded. Suck on an ice cube before you give your partner oral. Rub it along your lips before you kiss them. You can also trace the ice cube down your partner's body, maybe around their nipples, along their inner thighs, and really play with that temperature difference by blowing some air on it. And if you want to warm it, do the mouth like you are going to be fogging glass. That was worded so poorly, but whatever. So it's going to look like this. And then the other one for cool is the contrast between heat and cool makes the body very hyper aware. This is a nervous system hack that I actually use to heighten arousal and narrow in that focus. For my neurodivergent folk out there, like the other ADHDs and the ones that are on the spectrum, this is amazing for if you are drifting out and no longer in your body. This is a really great way to anchor back into the room. And we all have our days where we are just overstimulated or maybe understimulated. Now, this third one is definitely a classic. You can either use a silk scarf, a tie, or your night mask. This acts as a blindfold. When we lose one sense, the other ones become heightened, especially touch. This one is also really great for the ones that get stuck in their head during intimacy. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the slow teasing of trying to figure out where your partner is going next. This next one is for my impact play babes. We got a spatula and we got a wooden spoon. Now don't you boo. Now, not everybody is into a good spanking, but some people like a light spanking. Some people like a medium, and then some of us like a hard one. Now, if you want something with a little bit more sting, go with the wooden spoon. This is gonna give you that sharp, fast sting without causing any real damage. I tend to find the silicone spatulas better if you're wanting something light and more of a broad impact. I just don't feel like it hits as deep. Either way, we're always having an open conversation, we're always checking in, and always make sure you've got a safe word. Okay, now this one is so good, and I feel like so many women did this growing up, and that is the shower head. Girl, I see you. I know I see you. You know I see you too. Okay, we've all been there. The massager head, Hi, that is like the OG vibe. This baby is still undefeated. You can play around with the angles, the temperature, the pressure settings. It's literally a free clit stimulator. Obviously, we want to keep the water warm, not boiling, and we're not going to insert it. We do not need those internal jets. Now, I know you might be thinking that one is just for solo play, but it's really not. If you and your partner are into spicy shower play, have them use it on you and get them to kiss your neck at the exact same time. One of my favorites is having my back propped up against Dylan's chest, leaning into him as he stimulates me and kisses me. That is literally some solid foreplay. Okay, let's pause and talk about your sex life for a second here. When was the last time you felt truly connected to yourself and to your partner? Like, I mean fully confident, turned on, toe curling, moaning, groaning, screaming in pleasure. If that question makes you pause, just know you're not alone. 40% of people say that they're unsatisfied with their sex life. But here's the thing, it's not that you're broken or you're boring, it's just that you were never taught. That is exactly where Beeducated comes in. And like I said, they are the Netflix of sex education with over 100 different courses taught by the world's top sexperts. So if you want to learn how to elevate your sexual confidence, deepen your pleasure, explore kink, it's all right there. Visual demonstrations, practical exercises, and science-backed tools that actually work. And right now, because you tuned in today, for the whole month of July, you get 50% off the whole year. Just make sure you use the code PleasureBaby to grab that discount. Now, you can explore it solo or you can explore a partner too. But I promise you, Beeducated will change the way you show up in the bedroom. Trust me, I have been a member for a few years now, and I love it. It's the gift that keeps on giving. There's literally no stress. It's 14 days, money back guarantee if you are disappointed, but let me tell you, baby, you will not be disappointed. Okay, let's carry on. Now, this next one gets overlooked all of the time. However, it is one of the most important ones and one of the ones that I think you should master before you move on to anything else. And that is actually your own hands. Yeah, your own hands. Because nowadays, with all the technology, all the new toys, all the new gadgets, all the new sex techs out there, we rely on these vibrations, on these different types of textures in toys, these different types of silicones, and we forget how to use our hands. More so with the women than the men. I know men, you guys probably use your hands all the time. But for my ladies out there, put the toy down and try exploring how to turn yourself on. It's one of the best ways to get to know yourself. And in my coaching, I teach women exactly how to do that. Your own hands are your first toy. Add some coconut oil. Practice different pressures and rhythms. Don't forget to tease yourself. Touch your inner thighs, your lower belly, your neck, your nipples. Move your hips. Sensuality starts from within you. Okay. Now let's talk some safety, because not everything in your kitchen and in your house belongs inside of you or on you. So I want to actually stay away from cucumbers unless you're going to really wash it and then wrap it, because you don't want to be putting those pesticides all up inside your guts unless you want a yeast infection, some BV, or something else going on with your pH balance. I get it. I get why we want to put the veg inside of us, but don't do it, boo. Don't do it. It's not worth it. We also don't want to be using our toothbrush handles or even our toothbrush. I know there's a lot of people out there that like to use their electric toothbrush, but bro, do you know how dirty your mouth is? And also, do you know how sharp those bristles are? You could literally cut yourself. In fact, you're giving yourself micro abrasions. I think it's micro abrasions. You're giving yourself micro abrasions, okay? Little tiny cuts, which can lead to bigger infections. But you don't want to be putting anything sharp, anything porous, meaning there is lots of places for bacteria to live. And you don't want to be putting anything that is very unclean in you. And I just need to repeat myself one more time. Inserting random objects from around the house can introduce new bacteria, throw off your pH levels, and create micro tears. That's the word I was looking for. So instead, explore safely from outside of your body. Sensations, movement, textures, all of that is gonna help you build up sensory intelligence and really master becoming your erotic self. Pleasure doesn't have to be so serious. It gets to be creative. It gets to be playful, partnered or self-guided. Your body already knows what it likes. You just need to give it space to actually explore. So before you go out and you break the bank and you spend a ton of money, ask yourself this: what am I curious about? Where do I want to feel more? What textures and what touches turn me on? Then raid your kitchen and get creative. Safely, obviously.